Thank you for joining me today. Pastor Bob's Coffee Break. Right ahead. You have questions, it has answers. The Bible, the ultimate Q&A. It's our newest mug. It's a cool one, isn't it? Of course, in that mug, our brand new blend, Java Junkie. There it is. Awesome coffee. Tastes a little bit like pecan pie. I know. I love that. All of our coffee blends, all of our mugs, all of our posters, all of our t-shirts, right here. WeAreMetal.com. Well, there was a great comment left on my one of my social media sites about the church, and we were talking about the church last week. Here's the comment. My wife and I are charter members of our church. We do most of the dirty work that needs to be done. There are some who will help, but not much. I've wanted to leave, but my wife doesn't. Preaching is very good, but a lot of lazy or too busy people. It gets frustrating very quickly. Just wanted to rant a little. Thanks for what you do for the Lord. Thank you. Thank you for what you do for the Lord. So what do you do about this? And almost every church goes through this. Well, we've been talking about the 4 elements of church according to Acts 2:42. Teach, meet, eat, pray. And we get confused sometimes in what's important in church. And you know, when people get excited about church, get excited about meeting together, they also get a little more excited about being involved with whatever is going on. But when people are just simply doing their duty by going to church on Sunday, that's how a lot of families can muster up, or sometimes it's all they have time for, well, then it gets a little cloudy. And what do you do with that, you know? How do you begin to give your attention to the church, and what kind of attention should be given? I want to go to Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24 this morning. And it says, and let us consider and give attentive, continuous care. I almost didn't get that word. Let us consider and give attentive, continuous care to watching over one another, studying how we may stir up and stimulate and incite to love and helpful deeds and noble activities. So it says, think about this, consider it, give attentive, continuous care to it. It's an important aspect of the church. Now, you all know how much I hate the spectator sport church mentality. We go, we watch somebody speak, and we go home. It's not church. Not church as it's outlined in the Bible. Now, can it be part of the church family? Absolutely. But it's not all. Teach. That's the one part. Meet. Well, not exactly. Meeting involves interaction with people. Eat. In other words, the kind of camaraderie with people that you have when you love each other and you begin to, you know, from the heart, develop friendships and interaction, and pray when you have interaction with each other on behalf of each other and speaking to God together. Pretty cool. But folks, this is an important aspect of church. And this is what it's really all about. It's not just a spectator sport, going and watching and then go home. It's interaction with the body. Now, I understand that a lot of churches aren't set up that way. And when they're not, and when the only thing that people are used to doing is just coming and watching and going home, then that's all their brain tells them that's required. And it's just a requirement. There's very little from the heart going on. And these days you can just turn on your internet and listen to a lot of great sermons. So if all you're going to do is just listen to some to a sermon and communicate the gospel, you can do that on the internet. It's not the most important part of the church. It's one of the most important parts. Teach, meet, eat, pray. So let us consider and give attentive, continuous care to watching over one another. In other words, our involvement, studying how we may stir up, stimulate, and incite to others to love and helpful deeds and noble activities and all of those things that really do matter. And I would also guess that your church probably doesn't have a lot of personal outreach. Now, sending some money overseas for a mission fund is great, but it isn't personal involvement. I would suggest that you all get involved in your community in some way, or get them involved with you in some way. You know, whatever it takes. It doesn't sound like there's enough going on to really meet the qualifications for church. You've got started, you have teaching, but do you have the rest? And, you know, if things don't change there, and if people don't see that, and the pastor is a good speaker, but if he isn't leading the church toward a more meaningful communication, interaction with each other, then quite honestly, it may not be the place for you. But have you talked to him about it? Have you explored those ideas? Have you done more than just shame people and tell them they should be involved? Because you see, where our hearts are, when you get involved and your heart is there, then all these other things are added to it, and people love to help. It's the way it works. Now, if you're talking about cleaning toilets, you may have a difficult time finding people to help. Depends upon what it is. But people love to get involved. They really do. And when they feel some ownership, you'll see their involvement. Folks, don't forget, you are blessed. So go and be a blessing.